Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Kathryn Perry, the Big Vision Coach, and we are having a super chilly morning here in North Texas. Hey, like a lot of the country, because there's that big snowstorm that's going across the country, and uh, North Texas is never prepared enough for the winter. But I'm snug as a bug in a rug in my cute little mother-in-law cottage here, and really excited about today's command. Before we get started, I want to let you know that if you are with me live on Facebook, all you got to do is, if you'll look in the description, you'll see where it says to like StreamYard, and that will allow me to see your comments. If this is after the time of the live, please be sure and put hashtag replay so that I can find your comments or questions. Okay, and then that way I can answer any questions or see, if this is working for you or what else you would like to get commands on. And so let's just go for it. Today's command, here we go. Today's commands are about achievement. Now, this is one of those topics that, there's always this motivation around. And then if you look for the pictures for this, it's always like you'll see little trophies, or you'll see somebody on a mountaintop, like, yay. In fact, I've got a great little image myself that's, woohoo, we made it. And, here's the idea that we want to have, is the starting idea. Hey, Cindy, what's the point of being alive if you don't at least try to do something remarkable? Just think about that. We get in survival mode so often, or we do have a big dream, we do have a hope, we have a goal, and we are focusing on it, and we're trying a lot of stuff. But I want to introduce kind of a different idea. What a lot of times our big goal stops us. Okay, we have this idea of what we want, and then we have this idea of where we are. Okay, and then we go, I want to do it. I'm trying really hard. I spent a lot of money to make this happen. I've invested in my business, or I paid for all this extra stuff. And for some reason, this gap seems wider, and I feel further away sometimes than closer. In fact, the harder you start trying to work on it and pushing towards it, your resistance builds up. Does this happen to anybody? This has certainly happened to me. And I'm going to tell you what no one's telling you about this. I'm going to tell you a couple of things. Number one, we are not trained to really understand how our brain works when it comes to achievement. It is the successful completion of a lot of small goals. And we have to celebrate those small moments. But what we wind up doing instead is like, yeah, I should have done more. I mean, yeah, I wrote that email sequence, or yeah, I got the house cleaned out, or yeah, I got that one room done, or yeah, I did that one thing, but I still got to do a lot more, right? You could never really let yourself really go like, okay, good, that's done. Yeah, look at that. Good. You don't give yourself that small victory, that moment to take in and go, yeah, this feels good. Or it was hard to get started today, but once I got into it, I kept going. And then to look at it and go, yes, I did good. This feels good while I'm doing it, right? And in fact, if you notice, the hardest part about doing anything is actually getting started. It's not the actual doing. And then maybe you did hit resistance. Maybe you did hit fear. Maybe you got overwhelmed. But then guess what you did? You kept trying. And so that is an achievement in itself. And we often overlook that. So when you have your big goal, be aware of those smaller goals, okay? And make sure that you're taking time to celebrate those small wins, because it's the accumulation of the small wins that create the big results, okay? So remember that. I remember when the first time working with Asara Lovejoy, when we were launching the One Command book, and I was put in charge of the Amazon bestseller campaign. And I'd done a lot of research. I read a lot. We got some advice, and and I had a checklist, and I just faithfully followed the checklist. And then we got all of the partners organized. We did all the emails. We set up all the systems, even though we had never done it before. Then came book launch day, and we sold 1,600 books in the first day. And I was devastated. I was absolutely devastated. And Asara said, "Why aren't you happy? This is incredible." It's like everywhere I've been reading, all the advice I was getting, everything was, we sold 20,000 books. I would have expected with this, 500,000 people that we wound up emailing out to, that we would have sold more, right? And that would have been a bigger result. And that was actually a first result. Well, my expectation and the reality felt like too big a gap, right? But what I didn't understand or give myself permission to do was, hey, I worked hard. I've never done this before. I've spent 6 weeks learning something that I've never, ever even thought I wanted to do ever in my life. As a little girl, I didn't dream of someday I'll have an Amazon, do an Amazon book launch. Yes, that never occurred to me. And on my visioning, none of that, right? Never was that moment. But it was so necessary because I was able to take existing skills, take this, existing skills of my ability to network and get people kind of enrolled in a vision and work cooperatively, my skills as a project manager, my skill, my organizational skills, all of that, and my ability to rapidly learn, right? Wow. If that'd been a class thesis in college, I would have gotten an A plus, but I had this other expectation. So I was miserable in what should have been an amazing day, and what should have been like, okay, what did we do? What did we learn? Where can we improve? Right. And then I didn't ask myself those questions. What did I learn? What did we do? What worked? What didn't work? What can we improve? Right? What did we do? What worked? What didn't work? What can we improve on next? Right? I still didn't know enough to know how to get the achievement, but I had this big goal in mind. And because I didn't understand really about achievement and how that incremental success, my emotion of we failed matched my fear of failure. Okay. And so that really kept me that kept me stuck for a bit. And Asara got me back on track. But it was, the underlying belief was, no matter what I do, I'm going to be a failure. No matter how hard I work, I'm going to be a failure. And so that was what I was experiencing, even though it was really not the truth. Okay. So I want to encourage you today, if there's anything that you have a hope, a dream, or a desire to do, to please go for it. There is something inside of you that's urging you forward. It's keeping you awake. It's knocking on your mind all the time, and the idea will not go away. That is your higher self talking to you, encouraging you, saying, no, 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 don't give up. We're not done with this yet. We're not done with this yet. Okay. And so it's so easy to give up, and yet it would be really hard to let it go because you'd wind up feeling like a failure. So you just as well go for it and know that you did all that you could to make it happen. So that's the one point. Number two, the other thing that's in this gap between where we are and where we want to be, our goal, right? And a lot of times you go, well, I want to do it. I know I want to do it. The subconscious knocking on my mind. I look around. I see all the evidence that it's possible. I see other people doing this thing that I want to do, right? Yes. And why can't I? What's wrong with me? I got to do this. Then you get started, and then you find for some reason you're not moving at all. You go, oh, I'm like unmotivated, I'm distracted, I'm not, there's something wrong with me. And then you try to learn, and you're in this state, and everything's just kind of like, yeah, I get it here, but somehow taking the actual action, there seems to be some disconnect there. Okay. What is between what is probably holding you up is shame. And shame is criticism turned inward. And it's disdain. You're like, you know what? What's wrong with you? What makes you think that you could do that? You don't look like them. You don't sound like them. Someone who looks like me and sounds like me, right? You're not living in a villa. You're not a multi gazillionaire. Who are you, right? And then maybe you've had some setbacks. Maybe there's been some losses, but you feel this shame, and this shame is really what's stopping you. Okay, and so I want to just be present to you. And I want to teach you a little phrase, okay, that will help with that. We're going to do a one command around achievement. But first, I want you to just understand that the awareness of whatever the emotion is, if you feel like I'm going to be a failure no matter what I do, or, I keep trying stuff, but it's not working, and I should be further along by now. I should have been more accomplished by now, or I'm getting started too late, any of that stuff, or I'm running out of time, I've wasted my life, or whatever. All these are straight lies. Lies, I'm telling you, lies, people. And the truth of you is greater and more powerful, more beautiful, more abundant than that one negative emotion. But that one negative emotion, that one fear that you focus on rather than the truth of your greatness will stop you. So here's the phrase, and let's say it's shame. My awareness of my shame is not ashamed. Let me say that again. My awareness of my shame is not ashamed. So powerful, because when you are in your awareness, you're in that observer, you're already going into higher consciousness. Okay. My awareness of my fear is not afraid. My awareness of my fear is not afraid. My awareness of my overwhelm is not overwhelmed. Breathe in one more time. My awareness of my overwhelm is not overwhelmed. My awareness of my confusion is not confused. My awareness of my confusion is not confused. So I want to invite you to play with that tool. Okay, my awareness of, and whatever that state of being is not that state of being. Okay, then the second step on that is, okay, so when I'm in my awareness of fear or being stuck, be present to that emotion. And I'm going to show you how the one command works with that. Be aware of fear, of being stuck, whatever the emotion, just be aware of it. Breathe and notice what happens, even if you're just aware and present to that feeling. Because then you're not judging it, you're not having a negative conversation about it, you're not making yourself wrong. You're not making yourself wrong if you doubt. That's your brain asking for information. That's your old programming showing up. that is attempting to keep you safe. And you are stretching yourself and moving out of your old comfort zone. You are breaking generational curses and programs. You are blazing a new trail for the next generation. You're raising the vibration of thousands of people around you, moment by moment, thought by thought. As you transform your life and you're giving yourself space to be in this higher awareness, you're raising the vibration of everyone and everything around you. Then you're meeting from your higher, greater self. Then you might ask, well, what do I need here? What do I need? And because you might go, well, I believe this in the story. No, I'm not asking about the story. I'm not looking at the history. What do I need right now? And very often it'll be, tell me it's going to be okay. I need to be in a different room. I need to hear somebody to tell me I got this. Whatever that is, do it for yourself. So if there's part of you that says, hey, I need somebody to tell me I'm doing it right, just look, just be present to yourself. And then the command would be, I don't know how. I know I'm doing it right. I only know I am now and I am fulfilled. But you could also go, oh, I just need to know I'm doing it right. I would put my attention wherever that I've got my hands on my heart, wherever I feel that. And very often you're going to feel it in your belly, your heart, your throat. And just say, you're doing it right. You're doing good. You got this. So wherever you feel tension in your body, put your hand right on it right now and just say, you're doing great. You've got this. You're doing great. You've got this. Keep going. Remember to breathe. Great. Great. Did that calm you down? Notice how you're able to do that. There was no judgment, no story. You just created that for you. You created that encouragement that you hope to get. You created that approval that you hope to get for yourself. And then that way, you don't have to wait on somebody else to, pat you on the head and go, good job, buddy, keep going. But guess what? The more you create that empowered, positive state of being and you start speaking love and encouragement to yourself, you're going to start seeing that reflected in all your relationships. You're going to start speaking to people that way, and then people are going to want to be with you. And it just goes on and on and on. But it starts with you. And so celebrate your achievements, no matter how small, and celebrate them often. Often, and celebrate them in a way that says, I want more of this, so I'm going to do more of this. But it starts with that state of being. Was this helpful? We're going to do some commands now. Love to get your comments and feedback on that. So think about achievement. Okay, and our commands are here, but also while we're going to be up in Theta, I'm going to invite you to put in your own command about achievement and what that looks like for you. So think about something that you are working on or that you want to achieve this month. It could be a long time goal, but what do you want to achieve this month in this next 30 days? All right, just think about that. Science has shown that if we focus on goals within a 90-day period, we're more likely to do it. And then if we will also focus on, especially what actions we take, and we, observe it, and if we can adjust within the first 30, we're going to be 30 days. We're going to be more likely to achieve our goals. Okay. So now we're going to go through the 6 steps of the one command. And I invite you to just let yourself ground, settle into your body, since it's cold, I just want to invite you to think about a time that you might have been at the lake or at the beach and you stuck your feet into the warm sand. Oh, yeah. There we go. Now bring your attention to your heart as you're aligning to your goal, your hope, wish, or desire. But also in this alignment, feel this your goal, your desired outcome aligning back to you. And just feel that connection. With your eyes closed, I want to invite you to just roll your eyes up and picture, visualize, or imagine that you are traveling up a golden pole of light. The higher you go, the faster you go, and soon you find yourself surrounded by that beautiful black void in space. And break through that darkness into the light of pure, open potential. Eyes up. We're going to state the first two commands. I don't know how I am continually in a state of happy achievement. I only know that I am now and I am fulfilled. And I don't know how I accept that my success is inevitable. I only know that I deserve success now and I am fulfilled. And I don't know how, and state what it is what your goal is. I don't know how I achieve my goal of, and state your goal. I only know I do now and I am fulfilled. And I don't know how I am living in this state of being happy, of being proud of myself, of feeling accomplished. I don't know how I encourage myself towards my goals. And as I encourage myself, this gives me the ability to commit even more. I only know I am fully committed to my success and the fulfillment of my desires now. And I am fulfilled. And just let your eyes go, let your eyes relax, let that expand out to an idea even greater that serves more good in its fulfillment. And now we're just going to start to receive this new state of being of, hey, I'm proud of myself. I'm committed. I'm taking small actions. I'm getting started even when I don't feel like it. I'm developing great habits. All those new beliefs, those new parameters within you that expand your comfort zone. Yeah, all that new programming. And as this new state of being a person who is a person of achievement, as that starts to arrive, just let these old ideas, let those old ways, there's all that old dialogue. Think of all the negative things you've said to yourself and about yourself. And just like those old cassette tapes, just stretch that tape out, pull it, pull it, pull it. We're unraveling, unraveling, unraveling. And just witness all of that old dissolving. And then as the new ideas start to arrive and you start rewinding and it's integrating into every cell and fiber of your beings, bring your attention back to your heart. And when you think about achievement and your ability to achieve your goals, what do you know now that you didn't know before? We always encourage people to write down their goals. Don't open your eyes quite yet. Come back into your body. Open your eyes. Take a look around. And remember that seventh step is inspired action. So be ready for that idea. And hey, take faster action on some things. Okay? Do what you're able to do to the degree that you're able to do it. And if you feel like you need a partner, if you feel like you need some specific help in some specific steps, it is there for you. I'm here for you. But just keep commanding on the next step. But you have to do the step that's right in front of you before you know what the next step is, right? So keeps taking those steps. Okay. And if you would like some help or support on achieving your goals, if you do have some, maybe you're noticing you've got some mental or emotional blocks, or you're lacking clarity on what the goal is or what those action steps are, I have an incredible big vision process that allows you to start with the vision and then a way to brainstorm to get the very best strategies and then create those measurable outcomes. Like, what are the steps? What does success look like? And how to, tie in what your mind wants to do versus where your emotions want to drag you. We get those two working together. So if that's something that you would like some help or support on, all you got to do is it starts with a conversation. And you can go to my appointment link, and I have it here at a bit.ly link, bit.ly /big vision coach, and they'll take you right to my appointment calendar, and that is set up a time for us to talk, and then we'll discuss what your situation is and what the next steps would be. Okay. All right, my loves, was this helpful today? Well, I'm here every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. right here where you're seeing this here. You may be seeing it on Facebook or on YouTube. But be sure and like and subscribe so that you can get the latest alerts. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Have an amazing day. I witness your mastery within. Until next time, this is Kathryn Perry, the Big Vision Coach, everybody. Bye bye.